Right, so I had Fox News on a couple of days ago when I was on Blog TV, and Glenn Beck came on, as he usually does on weekdays. And he spouted the same sort of bollocks he always spouts. But today I thought I would take some of that and give my own view on it, because I think today there's a bit of extra crazy on top of the usual. So let's start from the beginning. Take a look at this.
Believe it or not, I tonight am going to take you from French fries to riots. And I'll show you how we go from French fries to global unrest.
Hear that, folks? He's going to take you from French fries to riots. We're going to go from food to global unrest. It's on his blackboard, obviously. He's going to write some crap between it that somehow leads to Hitler or something like that. But that's not what I'm going to worry about. What I'm going to worry about is the first, I'd say, about 20 minutes of his, well, more like 15 minutes, first 15 minutes of his show, talking about French fries. So here we go.
It's, I like to call them riots.
New Glenn Beck prediction: riots in the future. Yeah, that's what he's saying. We're going to have riots. Alright, so firstly, Glenn Beck is going to talk about obesity. And it gets a bit strange, so just keep your ears out, and I'll explain the strangeness. Or at least I'll try.
Did you miss the show about a year and a half ago? Because the nation's healthcare costs are directly tied to the government, and obesity is one of, if not the most costly conditions, costing you and me now at least $150 billion a year.
So, fair enough. Glenn Beck complains about the fact that quite a lot of money, taxpayer money, is going towards fighting obesity. The problem is, Mr. Beck, you go on to say a whole bunch of crap that contradicts this in a strange sort of sense, but kind of contradicts it nonetheless. You don't like the fact that money's all going to fighting obesity, yet later on in the video you will say something along the lines of we shouldn't be suggesting that kids eat healthier foods, which is part of the reason that people are fat in the first place, and part of the reason why so much money goes towards fighting obesity. So let's watch some more, and I'll go deeper into that as we go along.
You know those fat people that sit in their couch, and I mean really fat, I mean not like me, I mean the people who like their skin grows into the couch, and then, you know, they call the fire department, they cut them out of the wall, and then they have to bring in a truck, and then they take them to the hospital. I say let them die.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Glenn Beck says fat people should just die. Should we take care of them? No. Let's not bother giving them health care. Let's not bother trying to help them. Let's just let them rot. Basically, just let them die. This is on national TV. Alright, Glenn, what about disabled people? People who actually can't move themselves. Do you consider that same sort of thing? Do you think they should be just left to die? These people aren't moving either. They have to be moved by other people. Are you just going to use the same logic there, or are you just going to say, oh, disabled people, just let them die? No, I bet you would not. Same thing with a fat person. They can't move, they can't do things to themselves, so Glenn Beck just wants to let them die. Oh, and then Glenn Beck says this.
If I want to be a fatty and shovel French fries all day long, that is my choice, but oh, no, not so fast anymore.
So Glenn Beck thinks that people should just carry on stuffing the face of the food without suggestion from the government to either slow it down or eat healthier foods. He obviously does not like the fact that the government wants to help these people. Glenn Beck just wants them to gain so much weight that they can't move, and then he just wants to let them die. Basically, Glenn Beck does not care about the people of America. He wants them to just kill themselves without any help from people around them, without any suggesting otherwise by the government. He just wants people to kill themselves, essentially. It's as simple as that. If you're going to say that people who eat too much should just be left to die, then you've got to at least say that the government has to suggest people eat healthier. How can you not get that through your head? If you're going to say people should just be left to die if they get too fat, then the government should be told, or at least the government should suggest to them to eat healthier foods. Else you're just leading people to kill themselves. Fucking hell, just carry on.
I say punish the person who's been bringing them the milkshakes that allowed them to eat and not get up off the couch. Maybe, am I too harsh?
Why don't they just blame the people who refuse to suggest that these people eat healthier foods instead? Like you, Glenn Beck. You know, the people who bring them the food have no choice now. They've got to continue producing this food, else people will not be happy. And you yourself would not be happy. The people who are to blame are the ones who did not help the people who are eating too much. The people like you who do not suggest eating healthy foods, who do not help these people. Yeah, fair enough. A lot of the time it is the fat people's fault for eating too much. That's not an argument here. It's the people who see that these people are killing themselves and not even bothering to suggest that they do something different with themselves. They just watch them kill themselves.
What is a nudge? Oh, look at this book. It's nudge. See, what nudge is instead of banning it, you'll just have to special order French fries or hide them, keep them off the menu. You'll have to request, do you have French fries? Oh, yes, we do. You don't want those tasty, yummy carrots? No. Fries. So the default option on the menu would be carrots or yummy apples. Well, it'll make it harder, more inconvenient to order.
Right, I think the thing that Glenn Beck isn't getting here is that we're mostly talking about kids. Kids want what they see. If they see a McDonald's advert on TV, they're going to want McDonald's. Adults should be able to make responsible choices. The difference between adults and kids, though, is that the kids don't really make responsible choices. If a kid walks up to a cafeteria and sees chips, or as the Americans call them, French fries, right there, then they will get the French fries. I'm sorry, I'm calling them French fries, but I usually call them chips because I'm British. If they see carrots there, they might be more tempted to go for the carrots. Remember, Glenn, these are kids we're talking about. Kids are the main problem when it comes to obesity, because if a kid starts getting fat in younger age, they'll probably be fat when they're older. We're not really interested in the fat people. They have personal responsibility. It's the kids. When they're grown up, they get fat, and they're fat when they're older. The whole point is to try to make kids eat healthier food, so to suggest for kids to eat healthier. Therefore, there are less fat people when in the next generation, and then the bill for fighting obesity goes down, which is what you want. You don't get it, do you? But nope, not in Glenn Beck's world. Glenn Beck wants kids to just be surrounded by all these fatty foods, so they grow up really fat, and then he wants them to just let themselves die, or he just wants people to let them die. That's what Glenn Beck seems to want.
By the way, that's not an ad for McDonald's, in case you missed that. The hamburger in the dead man's hand. Yes, hamburgers kill. I just thought the hamburglar stole stuff.
Glenn, it's sort of an indirect cause. People eat hamburgers, then they get fat, and then you let them die. That's what you're proposing anyway. Alright, so that's pretty much what I've got to say. I'm going to leave you with some good old Glenn Beck madness. Here you go.
Alright, so then what? Well, you're going to have to tax. You're going to have to make it more and more difficult. But when those options don't work, how do you get people to stop eating French fries? Because French fries still beat carrots. What's left? Well, now you have to start thinking about punishments. Maybe a fine. Maybe even jail. Ugh.
We've got it on record, guys. Glenn Beck says that in the future we'll all be sent to jail for trying to buy French fries. Blue Juggernaut out.